So you want to know how this course works? Well, here's the gist. I will explain some Korean to you, a word, a piece of Korean, and I will explain it to you in such a way that will make it hard for you to forget. After that, you will be given a chance to say that thing that I have given you. After you say it out loud, ideally you're in a place where you can do that, after you say it out loud, you'll hear Yojin, our native speaker pronunciation, come in on the screen, and you'll see her pronounce the word as well. As soon as you hear that, as soon as you hear her pronunciation, you then try to copy it yourself. So this say once, listen to native speaker, say it again, this pattern is something that you should get used to. It will help you in the long run. After you repeat it, we'll move on to the next thing, and we'll sort of mix and match those things in a way that as you go along, you will be reviewing and practicing in the process of going through this course. So that's why there's no extra study needed. So each thing you learn will build on top of the thing before it. This is called scaffolding. So the way that a scaffolding works, where they build up the bars on the side before they build the building and then build up another floor and go up in that way, that's the very same way that we go through this course. We're going to set a structure for you. We're going to help you get used to it by going over some stuff, and then we're going to move on to the next one and go up and move on like that, and eventually you'll be a 14-story building. Not really. In school, they put a lot of responsibility and stress on the learner. It's your responsibility to learn. But here, in this course, that's not the case. The responsibility for learning is on us, your instructors, and the way that we designed this course. All you have to do is watch this course and go through it in kind of the same way you would, say, a game show, like Jeopardy, for example. You know, there's a question, there's a prompt, and then you say the answer, and you hear the answer, and you keep going and watch it. You're kind of actively watching, but you're still, in a way, comfortable. You know, you're not studying. And the good thing about the way this course is designed is that you can take a break whenever you want. You can do as much as you like and stop. But I should make a point about taking breaks. I would say for doing these modules, try to do at the minimum 2 per week. The reason is there's something called the forgetting curve. Google that, forgetting curve, and you'll see what I mean. But there is a very predictable rate at which the human brain forgets information. So if you space out these courses, these videos, these modules, this course, modules, what am I doing? If you space this out too much, you'll find that it's harder. So let me reiterate that. The more you space it out, the harder it will be to recall these things that we're prompting you with. But the more frequently or consistent you go through this course, the more easily the things will kind of come to you, fly out of your mouth, and the more effective this course will be. So I'd say as a minimum, come back to this course at least twice a week, just to keep it fresh. It's important, you know, you're kind of bouncing that volleyball up in the air. Don't let it hit the ground, right? Flappy Bird? Okay. Now on the other hand, you could also overload yourself. There will be times where you feel like, wow, this is kind of a lot of information that is going in. And if that's the case, then take a break, you know. You don't want steam coming out of your ears or your head to explode or anything. So, you know, in the end, that's up to you. So we've designed this course so that you can go through it at your own pace, but those are the kind of barriers, I would say. Don't overload yourself and do it all in one day. Please don't. And don't underload yourself by doing it too infrequently. Got it? So I will be leading you by explaining new words or using something called mnemonics, oddly spelled M-N-E-M-O-N-I-C-S. Good thing we're not teaching English spelling here, right? These are basically memory stories, kind of interesting, weird, strange stories that will help things stick in your head. They're proven to work. They've been used for thousands of years. So Google that strange spelling word I just said and you'll see what I mean. After explaining something, I'll prompt you to say that thing in Korean by asking you a question. How do you say in Korean? At that point, you'll see a pause button blinking on the screen, and I want you to pause the video because it's very important that you take as much time as you need to kind of dig around in the box of your mind and pull that word out and take your time. And honestly, the longer it takes you to find it, the stronger the connection will be later on. Because then you'll be like, oh, why did that one take so long? But that experience of wondering why you didn't remember the word actually will add to the memory of the word. So it'll strengthen the connection in a way. So taking your time to respond to my prompts is important. Now there may be some that come out really quick, and that's okay. You just kind of let it come out, and then you don't have to push pause. But we'll put that on the screen for about 3 to 5 seconds so you have time to push the pause button and think it through if necessary. So after you've said that thing that I prompted you to say, you'll unpause and you'll see Yojin, our native speaker, come on and pronounce the word for you. You'll hear it again so that you heard your own, you heard hers, and then you will repeat what she said, trying to correct your pronunciation to match it to sound like hers. Now, pro tip is to have some sort of recording device near you. If you're watching this course on your computer, you can have your phone here, and you can play her voice, record your voice, and you can hear the juxtaposition of them. And honestly, it helps a lot, especially if they're really close in time, within a few seconds of each other. You'll be able to hear the difference between your pronunciation and hers. A quick story here. We tested this on a friend of mine who had no interest in learning Korean, no previous knowledge of Korean whatsoever other than a couple Korean barbecue dishes. And within 4 total hours of study, he was able to recall, well, study, by that I mean just talking to us. He did not study at all on his own, no review whatsoever on his own. He was able to recall and say sentences on the spot in Korean that would normally be taught in a late beginner or sometimes even intermediate level class. So this works. All right, I think that's all I have here. Are you ready to get started? Me too. Let's do this. Are you coming? Are you coming? Okay.